In this season, I'm learning that I don't have to be so distraught and distracted about what God did in one season and what He chose to undo in the next, that I miss what He's doing now. In John 2:19, Jesus called the disciples to tear down a temple so that He may bring it back to life in 3 days. They didn't know then that the temple was Jesus Himself. Like the temple that is Christ, the Lord often does one thing in one season and something new in the next. What He did in a previous season may have to come undone. So often we fall into the toxic cycle that causes our hope and faith to be suffocated because we're so heartbroken about what God did in one season, but called us to tear down in another. He may have called you to that friendship. He called you to that person, that assignment, that job, that city in one season of your life. But now He's calling you to something else, something better, something higher. If you don't understand how God will call you to one thing and call you to something else that seems contradictory in the next season, you run the risk of spiritual atrophy. We often become so disappointed with God that we become stagnant in our faith, and we want to blame everyone, God Himself, the enemy, our friends and family, but really, it's all you, boo. If you're going to be a Christian, I mean a down in the valley Christian, you have to understand that God pivots. You have to understand the beauty of letting things go. You have to understand that God taking you from glory to glory to glory means God will use that thing, that person, that place to get you to the thing He had planned all along. So maybe you moving to that city didn't work out, but it lit a different type of fire in your belly. It gave you new perspectives, new opportunities. Maybe that relationship with that person didn't end in marriage, but it made you qualify the people you allow in your life. It gave you clarity about what you do and do not want in a relationship. And maybe God used that friendship to make you realize the areas where you need change and you still need healing. But we have to stop focusing so much on what God did and being frustrated with God because He pivoted. The Lord gives and He takes away. We cannot be so narcissistic and self-consumed that we feel so entitled and possessive over the things that God gave us. So in a season that perpetuates the art of change and releasing, just like the fall leaves, find the beauty of change in this season. And change will always require you to let some things go. What's up, girly pops? I have missed you guys. I know. It's been a while. I know I said I was coming back at the end of September, and here it is, October. I just recently celebrated my 31st birthday, and I've been busy. I have been busy, and the being busy stands for balance, which I've been trying to just find balance, and it's been hard. So here I am back on this mic, and I have good news, I have bad news. Which one do you guys want first? Which one? Good news? Okay, cool. The good news is that we are coming back for season 2 of the Sleepover Podcast. I'm so excited. We have a bunch of new topics to talk about, and I'm just really excited. I feel good. I feel good about this. But the bad news is that I don't have a date for y'all. I can tell you that it will be in October, but right now I am just working on some different projects, and I want to kind of finish those. There'll be projects that I get to share with you guys once I do come back. So hopefully you're looking forward to that. But yeah, I just don't have a set in stone date, but just know that you will be hearing from me again in October. And as always, I just want to make sure that I'm giving you clear well thought out topics, and I'm not just rushing just to keep up with my bi-weekly timeline for the podcast. I just want to make sure that my focus is all on the podcast and not on my other projects. So there it is. But in the meantime, I hope that you are listening to old episodes. I hope that you're sharing them. I hope that you are engaging on our social media. Actually, come here. Let's talk. Let's talk about that. I'm going to be honest. I did this podcast, well, because I wanted to, and it felt good, and it felt like purpose, and it still does feel like purpose, but it really is a passion project. It really is a labor of love. I'm not to the point where I'm getting sponsored or I'm running ads or anything like that. I'm not getting paid for this. With that being said, I work a full-time job, and I am a one-woman show on this podcast. I am the one coming up with the topics and writing out outlines and making sure they make sense. I am the one recording. I'm the talent. I am the one editing. I'm the one marketing, putting it on social media and hoping to reach an audience. I'm all the above. I'm all the above. So with that being said, I can't do it all. I need you guys to help me, especially because I work a full-time job. No one talks about how time-consuming and stressful doing a podcast is. I got into it. I thought it was going to be pretty easy. And I mean, naturally for me, I am good at things like this. So to a certain extent, it was okay. But it can be very, very stressful, very, very tedious and time-consuming. So not that I'm getting on this mic to complain or anything. Like I said, I really do love podcasting, and I really do feel like it is a passion of mine. But I'm going to need y'all to engage. I'm going to need y'all to engage not just with my podcast, but any of your other favorite podcasters or content creators of any kind. Engage with us on social media. Repost, like, leave a comment, whatever the case may be, because that bumps us up in the algorithm. And I feel like that, is it algorithm? I don't know. You know how when you say a word and it just doesn't sound like that's the word? That's what just happened. My brain was like, that ain't it, girl. Anyways, engage with us because it helps us in making our content more visible to our target audience and to women and girls like you. So it would really, really help me out if you guys, I'm mostly on TikTok. I'm not really on Instagram, but yeah, engage on Instagram as well. But I post mostly on TikTok about the Sleepover Podcast. So repost, like, comment. If you want to reach out, like I said in my last episode, I would like to introduce a new segment where you guys write in and ask for advice, or if you have a question and I get to answer it on the podcast. I think that would be cool to just like have that interaction between us. So if you would like to do that, then definitely reach out on social media. My TikTok and my Instagram are both XOXO Rakisha. I'll leave that in the description, of course. And if you want to send me an email, our email for the podcast is the Sleepover Podcast 1@gmail.com. So yeah, send your questions, comments, concerns, even if you feel like you want to send us a topic that you want us to talk about, do that. I'm all here for it. But I'm really, really excited for this next season. We are going to be talking about everything from neurodivergence and high sensitive people. We're going to be talking about alcohol. We're going to be talking about Christian culture. We're going to be talking about generational curses. We're going to be talking about more relationship stuff. I know we talked about friendship a lot in our first season, and it might come up again, of course, naturally, but we're just going to be talking about some different things, and I'm just super duper excited. Bear with me, ladies. I know, it's been a while, but we're coming back Like I said, sometime in October, I just need to finish these projects that honestly are for you guys as well. So bear with me. Anyways, I cannot wait to talk to you more in depth at our next season of the Sleepover Podcast. I'll talk soon.